Steve Jones, if you paid hundreds of millions of dollars to have a team lose terribly in 3.5 months and miss the playoffs because you lost to the Marlins, how would you feel?
I didn't spend my money well.
Mm-hmm. Some things in this world bring me joy, and that's one of them.
Yeah, the
New York Mets.
The Mets. The entire goal of spending that money, there are two goals to it. Number one, to overtake the Phillies in the East and overtake the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Braves just didn't have a good year, so that was an easy
Yeah.
They got close to the Phillies at one point when they swept them at Citi Field.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they couldn't sustain it. Then when they went to the bank, the Phillies swept them, and the Phillies got on a roll and never looked back. You can't go to Miami, play the Marlins, and lose the series. You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, Boston hasn't spent the money the Mets did.
No.
But when the Red Sox needed to take 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay, they did. When they needed to take 2 out of 3 from Toronto, they did. When they needed to take 2 out of 3 from Detroit, they did. Right? That's how they closed their season. They closed their season 6-3 with 4 of the wins against playoff teams. Right? And they're not as good as the Mets.
Mets have a
they're
payroll.
Not as good as the Mets. The problem is the Mets. Let's start with the basics with the Mets. What's wrong with the Mets?
Their starting rotation is not good.
The starting
enough.
rotation is not good. They don't have a stopper at the front. They used to, but he now pitches for the Phillies, even though he's out for the year. Zach Wheeler. Okay? You have to have somebody at the front that you hand the ball to, and that's your guy. So, for example, the Yankees went out in the offseason. They didn't, Garrett Cole's out for the year, but they picked up Max Fried. Fried's that kind of guy. They picked him up. So Fried is going to be the guy that they will lean on, but they've got that guy. Tarek Skubal is that guy.
Yeah.
With Detroit. Garrett Crochet is that guy for Boston. All right? Now, you don't have Wheeler anymore. So maybe it's Sanchez in Philadelphia, but Wheeler had been the guy.
Yeah. But you have Sanchez,
right?
Luzardo's good, Nola's good.
Nola's,
but
we'll see. Nola's the scary one of the group. But, the Cubs, right, they're in this thing. San Diego has guys. And not only that, San Diego has loaded the back of its bullpen. The Mets pitching is just not to playoff caliber. Their starting pitching is not to playoff caliber, and they don't have the relievers to get the Diaz. San Diego, for example, has relievers where the 3 guys are interchangeable as to what inning you want to pitch them and which one's going to close. And, did they trade people to get those guys?
Yeah.
Yes. But they won the division. The Dodgers did not win the division.
Nope.
The Dodgers' biggest problem is not their starting rotation. And by the way, Kershaw was left off the opening round. Okay? But they don't have the bullpen.
Yeah, they've been annihilated by injuries this season, which is part of it. But they've still got Yamamoto, Ohtani, Snell, Glasnow as their 4.
And then
that's crazy.
Then there's the Soto part. Soto had good home run numbers. Did not have a great batting average. Right? Was lackadaisical in the field, which he normally is anyway. He is a great talent, but he's always been the player now. Now we have a sample size with him. His time with the Nationals, his time with the Padres, his time with the Yankees, albeit 1 year, and now with the Mets 1 year. What has been his MO? When he is in a comfortable situation, he thrives.
He is
the
great.
Nationals. He was in a comfortable situation. He was critical, but wasn't the guy. Zimmerman was the guy.
He was just a young hotshot who was coming up, and everyone's like, this is the future.
Zimmerman was the guy. Strasburg was the guy. Scherzer was the guy.
You get to San Diego.
They won World Series. Now he goes out there. Yeah, you've got Machado's the guy, Tatis, but he was expected, because of the acquisition, and it wasn't right. It wasn't comfortable, and he didn't play well. Okay? Now he goes to the Yankees. Judge is the guy. He doesn't have to be the guy.
He sits there and hits 288 and hits 41 homers and does well.
hit the big home run against Cleveland in the playoffs last year that propelled the Yankees into the World Series.
Batted 327 in the playoffs. That's incredible.
Incredible.
327, 4 home runs.
Right.
In his 2019 year with the Nats when they won, 5 home runs, 277. Like, he was hitting. Right. And then just.
Okay. But then it's time to go and sign somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your team again?
The New York Yankees.
The Yankees, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there is no way in heck if I'm the Yankees, I re-sign him for the number he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in heck I'm with any organization and re-sign him for the money he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's one guy.
Yeah.
Right? The Ohtani deal with the Dodgers is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because whomever buys the Dodgers, because this group isn't going to be keeping the Dodgers.
No.
Like, this group 15 years from now is not going to be owning the Dodgers, okay? Which means they don't have to pay Ohtani. Yeah. The new group does. Mm-hmm. He's only getting $2 million a year right now.
Yeah.
It's all backloaded. This Soto deal is going to set. I mean, Cohen's got money left and right. I understand that. Mm-hmm. Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So
the apparent number. Yeah. The apparent number. We discussed it last year when it happened. 16 years, 760. The Yankees offered. The Mets offered 15 years, 765. So it's one less year, $5 more million total.
I never would have committed that. Yeah. There's no way. I'd have given him 5 years and told him, here you go, 5 years, $125 million. Oh, that's tough. That's what we're offering you. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Okay. And I'm telling you, the Mets, in the end, the Mets were bidding against themselves. I'm telling you. My gut feeling is they're bidding against themselves. Like, the Yankees were throwing some numbers out there, but I think they're just throwing some numbers out there to make the Mets pay more. Mm-hmm. Right? Thinking that, hey, I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the reasons baseball is, there's more financial problems in baseball because there is no cap, and you've got these deferred contracts. We make a joke every year about Happy Bobby Bonilla Day when he gets his
July 1st.
July 1. He gets like 1,050,000 or whatever the number is every year up until like 2034 or something like that. Okay, 2 years ago, the Cincinnati Reds were in the playoffs. Who was the sixth highest paid Cincinnati Red 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
The sixth highest paid.
No idea.
Cincinnati Red 2 years ago. Ken Griffey Jr. Why?
Deferred money.
Because of deferred money. Mm-hmm. Right? The Ohtani deal is an absolute joke. Mm-hmm. The current group that negotiated will not be the ones paying that salary. They won't be there. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be there. Come on. These are commodities. They'll buy, sell, whatever. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be there in 15 years when they're paying the backloaded deferred money. That's why it's become comical what they're doing. And the Mets did it with Soto. Are you kidding me? 15 years, 700 what million?
15,760. It's $51 million average annual value from the Mets. The Yankees was $47.5 million average annual value.
So he's getting what, almost $50 million a year?
$51 million a year annually is the average number. Baseball, usually it's a flat, whatever you get kind of yearly.
The Pirates' payroll's what, 70?
The Pirates' total payroll this season
67?
is $84 million.
$84 million.
If you include the total payroll, not just active, it is $84 million. The Miami Marlins is their current active payroll is $34 million. Their total payroll this season is $67 million.
And they took 2 out of 3 from the Mets.
Took 2 out of 3. They ended the season 4 games behind the Mets in total. They 79 and 83. Mets were 83 and 79. Like, they almost is criminal how bad the Mets were down the stretch. And the Mets are in the playoffs now. And yeah, you mentioned the Braves. They had a high payroll, but they had injuries. They had a crazy amount of injuries all season long. Right. Strider's out. All these guys are out.
Acuna was out for a period of time again.
And the Braves' payroll this season, if I can pull it on up,
it's about $250 million.
$218 million total payroll, 129 active. The Mets is 342 and 267. Yeah. Their active payroll is double the Braves. They're paying $130 million more than the Braves. it is wild. And the Mets missed out on the playoffs, and they are now done.
Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.